Hey there, everyone, and welcome to the Midday Moment. I am your host, Dr. Davina Jones, Assistant Spiritual Leader of today's church and fivefold General for Church of the Everlasting Kingdom headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland. Listen, I enjoy growing and evolving, learning how to be my best self in these communities, helping to assist others, supporting others in these communities through our leadership, and then sharing with you out loud, as someone likes to say, I tell my business, but I'm really anchored in assisting you. I love to see people shine. I love to see people getting better, doing better, being better, living better. And so I'm committed to that. And the midday moment is here to assist you with that. So just as you need, here's the why, just as you need your physical body to have physical exercises, you need your physical exercises so that your body can get to where you need it to be. You need your spiritual exercises so that your soul can be where you need it to be and function appropriately so that it can support you living your best life. Doesn't mean that you get everything right. It doesn't mean that you're better than somebody else. I like to say it just means I might be better off, but I'm interested in you being better off too. I'm interested in you living a life that's more abundant, living a life that's really defined by your purpose. I believe that we all came into this earthly experience with gifts, talents, and sensitivities to help us answer the question, why am I here? And as you answer that question, because your life is not a mistake, nothing that you've been through, I know even that. Nothing you've been through is a mistake. It is a setup. It is a setup. That's why I love the testimony of Maya Angelou. There I go. Some of y'all know I got a few. I got two or three. They're right there all the time. And so Maya Angelou has an amazing testimony of how tragedy, even in what you call tragedy or evil, lesser light, still takes you. There's a capacity. There is room for you to still take that and see purpose beyond that. Okay. All right. So, anyways, as I share with you from different angles. So your spiritual exercises, because normally I say you need your spiritual exercises so your soul can function, just like you have your physical exercises so that your body can function. And I often refer to the spiritual exercises in a generic way. My prayer work, my meditation work. But we actually, in our spiritual communities, these are very specific categories of prayer work. And so, for example, in January, I think it was, we highlighted the prayer work of visioning, visualization, and dreaming. Yes, visioning, visualization, and dreaming. So we highlighted that as a part of the prayer work. And I think I have my book. I'll have it ready tomorrow because I might not have it. Oh, there it is. So, and we focus out of this book, Spiritual Practices for the Development of the Soul by Dr. Pulley, Dr. Durrell Pulley, and it's still available on Amazon. And so, at any rate, when I say prayer work generally, I am referring very specifically to these examples of prayer work. So, in May, we highlighted visioning, visualization, and dreaming. I think the next month might have been fellowship, networking, and what was it? Fellowship. I've been practicing to memorize them. Fellowshipping, or something else in there. Oh, mentoring, fellowshipping, networking, and mentoring. That's prayer work. Yes, your mentoring is prayer work. Your fellowship, your networking is prayer work. We ask God to give us divine connections, but then we don't connect. We don't network. So fellowshipping, networking, mentoring is a part of your prayer work. Fasting, feasting, and forgiving it's a part of your prayer work. I like to tell people, if you just fasting and you're not forgiving, and this is more than food, then you just mean and hungry. And so it's really important that you understand that there's an opportunity for you to do that collaboratively, to do it within a context that is more holistic. That's the better word. I say collaborate, but collaboration is good too. I'm looking here because I was looking for June, and we've also been looking at studying the scripture, study, research, and reading scripture. So that's a part of our prayer work. And oh, where is it? Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Let's see. What did I leave out this year so far? I got that. Reading. I got that. I got that. I got that one. Oh, scriptures, denials, and affirmations. Yes, because that was May. Scriptures, denials, and affirmations was May. For June, we're focusing on the stewardship of time, talents, and treasure. Okay, there we go. All right, so those are the six. I think I gave all six. Those are the six very specific prayer works, okay, exercises that we have highlighted for this year. Now, the prayer exercise on scriptures, reading scripture, studying and researching, there are different ways that you can do that. And so all of last week, I share with you from the daily inspiration because sometimes I read out of the daily inspiration as a part of my prayer work. One day reading is very powerful. And so I shared with you previously on that. This week, I'm sharing from Kingdom 365. It is a catalog, if you will, a catalog of affirmations that you can reflect on. It's written by Dr. Jarrell R. Pulley, my spiritual teacher, my spiritual father, and my mentor, or and whatever word you want to put there, but I'm very specific with my language there. Okay. And so Kingdom 365, a catalog of empowerment affirmations for you to reflect on. This is day 153 for 2026. And so yesterday I shared 152. So today I'm sharing 153. So 153, so consciously and intentionally, the harvest is always bigger than the seed. Okay, that's the affirmation for day 153. And you can repeat this because it's not stamped for 2026. It's just day 153. Okay, and they have weeks in there. The day is probably more concise. So consciously and intentionally, the harvest is always bigger than the seed. The background scripture is Psalm 126:5. Reap in tears. You may reap in tears, but you may sow in tears, but you will reap in joy. You may sow in tears, but you will reap in joy. So there are different ways that you can let this affirmation so consciously and intentionally. The harvest is always better than the seed. You can look at this and reflect in it different ways. I'm just going to share how I reflected on it today. Okay, for me, so consciously and intentionally, because the harvest is bigger than the seed. I'm looking at this today, sowing into my health. Ooh, sowing into my health. I was about in tears this morning. I was doing my 2 mile walk this morning, and most times I can do that, and I don't take a break. I just get my 4 laps in. I've measured my the block, the area that I walk, and I can do it. And I just my 4 laps, and I'm good. Yesterday and today, I took a break. I just felt tired, so I took breaks, but I got it done. I did my yoga this morning. I'm adding to my yoga because my body has just felt different, and so I'm putting a little extra in that yoga. And so I was doing some not sit ups, but you know how you lay flat and you bring your legs up to work your abdomen. Oh my goodness. I was sowing in tears. I was sowing in tears. I was sowing into my health in tears, but I was sowing consciously and intentionally because I got more work to do. I got more work to do. I've got more work to do. Lexi says I need the mind of Lexi, public personality. She says I want the mind of Christ and the body of the stripper. I can't guarantee you that I'm gonna have a stripper body, but I'm certainly working on the mind of Christ, and I'm certainly working on a better body. Okay, so I'm gonna work through that. Lex is really hilarious when she says that, and she's true to it. I bless her, and she's such a model for how she's been taking care of her body and sharing with us her exercise and her routines and all of that. So I was sowing in tears this morning, getting them few little sit-ups there, trying to work on some stuff. I'm on my way now to see a nutritionist for the first time in my life. Menopause did not make me gain weight, but menopause certainly illuminated what my practices and lack thereof have been, because that estrogen level has dropped. And baby, I have gone from a size 6 to a size 12 and some 14s in a matter of about 5 years. And for some people that might, like, and I mean, I'm still here and I'm functioning. And at the same time, I desire to make sure I do better. And so I am sowing consciously and intentionally. And I'm not sowing with condemnation. I've worked through, feeling bad and feeling this and all of those different thoughts and judgment, particularly when you pull your thoughts and your judgments from what I call the world consciousness, is even sometimes the church consciousness. But in the kingdom consciousness, which is the spiritual practice that we avail to, and that's how we name it, our studies and so forth. We name it kingdom. It's a system. It's a system. It's a system of being, how you see yourself as an offspring of God, a system of being, thinking, speaking, hearing. So we're very specific with how we use our words, our vocabulary, how we see our being in God and love and each other. So we're very specific in all of that. We don't fight with nobody. Do what works for you. Just what works for us. Okay. And so through all of that, I'm not condemning myself. I am giving myself an opportunity to take the lessons of what I can now see, the lessons of what I now know, the education of where I am right now, and let's put that education into motion and do better, right? So it's a growth model, not a sin model and a condemnation model. It's a growth model. All right. Doesn't mean that we missed the mark. Oh, we missed the mark, baby. We missed the mark. Okay. But when you miss the mark, turn around and remark it, mark it again. Come on, get back in there. And so you may sow in tears, but you reap in joy. Sow consciously and intentionally. The harvest is always bigger than the seed. So I'm sowing. I was reminded because I bought this book and I have not yet read it. I told y'all I was going to be reading this book and I hadn't read it yet. And it's a little old book. I've got some other things that I need to get through, but it's a little old book that I picked up from a CPA's office who was affiliated with another organization that I was working with at the time. And it's called Tame Your Money Monster, How to Stop Fighting and Find Financial Peace. Okay. So I'm going to spend some time seeing what tips I can pull out of this to sow consciously and intentionally into my financial cycle, my financial wealth cycle. I'm going to be attending a class here, setting up wheels. I'm going to make sure I got a wheel in place, the advanced directive. I've invited a few other folks and just to set some things up. So I am sowing consciously and intentionally. Relationships. I'm sowing consciously into relationships so that I can be very, very mindful of how and what I desire to reap from that. Okay. All right. I've gone on a little longer than I desire, but I certainly desire to give you some examples of how you can work these affirmations, how you can apply them. So every day there's an affirmation and you can order this. It sits over right over here on the other side of my desk over there. And it sits there. I've not read every day. So I was in Africa. I didn't read every day. So I came back and I didn't read all of them to catch up. I just picked up. And so the weekend, I think Saturday and Sunday, I didn't read. So don't beat yourself up. Get in where you fit in, okay? And so, but it's there and it's available. And again, you can do this again next year. So you just keep it going, all right? And if there's another version too, you can add that to it. Bless somebody with one and so forth. So, anyways, that is the affirmation for today. Kingdom 365. There's an affirmation every day. So that's the one for today. So consciously and intentionally, because the harvest is always bigger than the seed. Okay. You might sow in tears, but you will reap in joy. All right. That's the background scripture for that. All right. So, anyways, blessings to you. Make sure you subscribe to the Kingdom Access Network TV channel, YouTube channel, where you can enjoy Kingdom 365. All right. It's here. It's here for you. Other speakers and facilitators are there on the network so that you have tools, inspiration, empowerment for the life that you desire to live. Okay. I love you. Bless you. Don't be stingy. Like and share. Take care, everybody. Bye.